All right, welcome everyone to this Rising Tide Foundation podcast, where I'm very, very happy to be joined once again by my friend Fehmi Krasniqi, who, for those who have followed the Rising Tide work, know that Fehmi has delivered many presentations to us regarding some of his insights and his research on deep history, especially from the standpoint of all of the work that went into and that also grew out of the research affiliated with K-19, the Great Pyramid, a very, very important documentary which everyone is encouraged to watch if you haven't already, documenting what I found to be the most reasonable, holistic, explanatory approach to ancient civilizations, and specifically how not only the Great Pyramid and many other pyramids within ancient Egypt were constructed, what type of culture and what type of understanding was needed to build such beautiful monuments and testaments to human faith in the immortal, in the immortality of creation. But what were the networks into Black Africa? What were the networks that were connected to this, stretching all the way into the Americas and beyond, as far as a much bigger story and a much more beautiful story of human deep history than a lot of us have been led to believe is our past. So that documentary is great. Femi's presentations have been going into different elements of the multiple aspects of how different moving parts were brought together, especially the question of measurement, the metric system, which has a much more interesting origin story, as Femi proved, than many people have also been led to believe. That has nothing that is has less to do with the French Revolution and much more to do with a specific type of insight into water. So, for those who might have missed that last episode, click on the link in the description box for the first part of Femi's last presentation, going into the role specifically of water that tells us a lot more about the universe than we could imagine. Today, we're going to continue that due to a technical glitch during one of Femi's last presentations. The computer didn't record properly all of the full presentation, so we're going to not only recuperate some of that lost message, but we're going to add a few other additional treats. Since in about a week and a bit, a week and a half, there will be a new documentary coming out called "The 10th Hieroglyph, the Mother" on May 8th, which will be released internationally, first in French, and then we'll have translations, I would imagine. And I'm gonna ask Femi to say a word or two about what to expect from that research and that documentary. So Femi, thank you so much for joining once again.
Wait, sorry. Hello, good evening to everyone. Good evening, Matt. Thank you for this interview. Yes, we can continue at the point that we stopped the last time. So, in 2021, I was not satisfied from the public. It was not. I was not. I was not invited by media, by mainstream media, and many other media. It's always the same state. All right. And I said I stop everything. All right. And I think that humanity uh, humanity ignore everything, don't want, etc., etc. But at this moment, I review the image, the two image that I saw in 2018. Donc the two image, as I explained in the last video. So I said, all right, maybe I'll continue.
Hmm. So are you when you made your K-19 public, you're saying, because when I encountered this, I think it was 2021 or 2022 that I first watched your film. But when you first made it public, you're saying that there was a lot of resistance, a lot of you were not finding resonance, because I've seen millions of people who have watched your film now and have had what I would almost call life-changing experiences in terms of what was given to them. But that popularity of your movie didn't start originally. There was it began with less success early on.
Uh, um, in fact, I want to make exchange, to make debate with
Mm,
scientifics, with media, and I saw and I see there is no scientifics and any media that can then comes to me to exchange, to ask me.
mm,
So, all right, people and public look, understand something, but always people need someone as scientifics, need media to 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 understand or to approve or to reject this. You
hmm
understand?
hmm Yeah.
So this is important. This is important because I can say I can say the everything. I can say the all things. But when no media comes to me,
Mm,
people are have have a problem to understand. They may question what's going on. What's the
right.
problem?
Right.
What's the problem? All right. So that's a problem, you know.
hmm Well,
So
it was certainly very you upset many apple carts, I think there. So I understand the nature of the controversy, but I'm so glad that you continued to persevere and to keep the energy going. So you were just telling me about how you found the strength to get back on the journey, and yeah.
and so this voice said me, you didn't have explain all as it have to be explained. You have to
Mm,
explain things very much more. You have to explain. You have to show. All right. And so this is, as I said previously. So I changed it in 2017. The White Egyptian in Black. All right. I read the books of Sheikh Anta Diop. Uh, well, here I present you. This is many. We have here many authors
mm,
that write about the Black Egyptian. All right, and it's like this entity sent to all this intellectual said the message: you have to talk. All right, you have to talk about the Egypt, about the Africa. All right, some of these people didn't not understand very didn't not understand why they do this job. All right, they didn't understand, but they every one of these people put their stone in this pyramid, as I called K 2019. And so I take all this piece of stone and I created this K 2019.
mm,
So as I said before, the metric system up. So the metric system is in the heart of our development. All right. All the because many of people said, Fehmi, you are speaking to us esoteric. You are making telling us religion. You are talking like a theologist. All right. there is nothing with esotericism, with theologist or religion. All right. The metric system is in the heart of our science. So here we have the 1 centimeter, and from this we have all the unit of physics. So this is the first stage. Donc, so the centimeter, I come back one moment. So the centimeter is the average of diameter of the drop of water. The drop of water must be perfectly round, all right, and must not be too delayed to grow up. And so we
And
make.
I would add too that it's not that every single droplet of water on a flat unabsorbent surface will result in exactly the exact same diameter, but as you pointed out, it's the Gaussian normal, it's the Gaussian curve that generates the highest density of diameters that will be the 1 centimeter diameter, right? It's so because a lot of people have written to me saying I have tried to do the droplets of water on my desk and they're not all 100% the exact same, and I've had
No,
to explain to them, no, it's that there's um a Gaussian curve that you have to be thinking about, which you explained in the previous videos that we did, so that's important.
yeah, yes, that's right. So just I try to wait a moment. Just wait a moment. Where is it? Yes. So to understand very well, this is for example a drop of water. It must be the drop of water must be perfectly round. So if we have any drop of water that it's not perfectly circle, it's not good. All right. And so we have many drop of water. Some drop. So the first condition the drop of water must be perfectly round, and then we can add this to the overage. All right. And the overage. So here I put, all right, you make 10 of point of drop of water, and maybe 6 or 5 or 7 of this drop of water are perfectly round. So this 6 or 7 drop of water you can add to this overage. All right. And so for example, here you have a drop of water that it makes 0.7. All right. To understand, because we don't have you have to imagine that we don't have metric system at this time. So we have a distance of this, then we have another distance another diameter more large than the first. Then we have this, all right. And so the overage of this, for example, maybe is this one, all right. We have 5 or 10 or 100 of this, or 18. Here we have 7, and here we have 6. So this make as we called a curve of Gauss. This made a curve on exponential curve. So we can
Beautiful.
add, all right, we can add today, we can add the length of diameter, we can add here day by day, after 2 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, 5 years. All right. Every time we add, all right, every time we add the diameters, the 1 centimeters grow up. All right. It's the overage.
Okay.
And the diameter must not be dilated, must not be grow up. The drop of water must have to stay, and will stay. I made measure hundred of times, and there is no time. All right, so you have to wait a little time. I don't say how many times, second or minutes, all right, because the minutes it's come from the meter, all right, and you can make this with every want. The drop of water you can make with everything you want. I made with my finger. I made with a little cup of water.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Perfect. No, that's
So
a very this is the best explanation that I've ever seen of this important method that is sometimes missed when people hear, oh, the droplet of water causes the centimeter. They have to understand exactly what you just said for this to make sense. So this is perfect the way you did it. Thank you.
here I made here many of drop of water. So I made with a cup of yogurt. Just you can do with everything. There are only two conditions. Well, so you can do drop of water with this. All right, you make a little hole. You can make a little hole, and you let the drop go down. So you will see that you will see it needs observation, of course, day by day. You will see that sometimes drop of water will grow up, sometimes will stay, and at the moment when it's cold, the water it does not grow up. Uh, how we say dilate? Just a moment.
I don't know.
Expand.
Ah,
The drop of water this doesn't not expand
hmm,
when the temperature when it's cold. All right, when it's cold, and so you have time to measure and to understand the overage. All right.
yeah,
So the two conditions are a drop of water that doesn't expand. This is the first, and the second must be perfectly round, and then you will understand you will show the overage. It's 1 centimeter,
okay,
and from this 1 centimeter, I understand the kilogram. So the kilogram it comes from, as I explained in the movie, it's when you have the centimeter in a decimal system, all right, 1 centimeter multiplied by tens. So a cubit of 1 decimeter, it filled with water, we have the kilogram, the standard of kilogram. And of course, from the centimeter, we have defined the second, the unit of times, the second. So the second it's the distance of the circumference, the perimeter of the Earth in a time. So this was found, of course, from Egyptian.
hmm,
They didn't have the precision of time
hmm.
as we have today, the
But
second.
but 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 the idea you're saying of the second itself. as one a proportion of a minute as a proportion of an hour as a proportion of greater spans of time. This you're saying is connected to the size of the Earth, and it was discovered by the Egyptians. I didn't really fully appreciate that for some reason until you just said that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Egyptian has understand the time, and they cut the time, the day, 24 hours. They have cut in 12 in two, 12 time for the day and 12 hours for the night.
Hmm.
All right. And this was made with clepsydra. As we know, clepsydra, it's made with water, but the time of today, it is graduated to the circumference of the Earth. All right.
Hmm.
So the second, the Egyptian understand. They have understand and made the first watch, the first horologe.
Okay.
All right.
That's the
And
water clock, or is what they were using as a early watch, or
yes,
was it
water
the
clock,
sundial?
the water clock, and the sun. I made a video in my YouTube.
Hmm.
They graduated with water one, by stars two, by stars at night. All right. And by as we said in by gnomon, as we said in French, in English. Um, I cannot remember how we said in English. So they have three methods to graduate the time. All right, they have three.
Yeah. The gnomon is the sundial.
Yes,
Yeah.
the sundial, exactly. Uh,
Okay.
so okay, so we have here the first stage, the centimeter. Then we have the 6 other unit of physics, and from this other unit of physics, in the third stage, we have the others. We have Newton, Joule, and Watt, etc.
Hmm.
That all comes from the metric system.
Mm. No, that's I think I'm really happy that you're recapitulating a lot of these ideas because it's so important to really ponder the implications of what you're saying, because all of these metrics come from our minds attempting to penetrate the mysteries of nature using the tools of the senses, right? The taste and sight and hearing and touch that we have, but they're limited. So we need to figure out how do we measure that which is beyond the senses. And
Mm.
these metrics were created along the way through discoveries, but they have a common origin. It's not like each one is disjointed and has its
Yes,
own origin story. They all come from one source, and that bringing that source back to light is so important. And people might be listening to this thinking, "Oh, this makes sense," but they don't realize how this has been obscured. This is not commonly accepted or acknowledged. We've forgotten this what should be common knowledge, that there's this that the centimeter has this origin explanation that ties into everything else in the electrical domain,
yes,
grams, volume, sound, time, everything. So it's so important to let that sink in for people listening.
yes. Everything in this earth, in this universe, is connected, and
Yeah,
it's not esotericism, but it's physics, it's
yeah,
mathematics. All right, everything. everything is connected with mathematics and physics.
Mm.
And that's and the origin of this, there is a matrix inside of this. The first one is the length, and the second is the time. All right. It's a little bit complicated for people. So the first dimension, it's a point, all right, and the second dimension, it's the length. So you have to connect x and epsilon. You have to connect this. So this is the length, but you need time for this.
Mm.
All right, you need time, and the time is the fourth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first is the length, the metric, the centimeters, and it's as we said in France, the meter, or in France is traduction is the master. Le maître for the meter, and le maître for the master. We have the same. We have the same word. So this is the master of the universe, this unity.
Mm.
And so everything is connected. Everything has an origin, and this is discovered. This is discovered in Egypt. All right, in Egypt in 2017, before our era.
Mm.
And so we can go at this point. We see now that we have two stories. All right. The first, people must understand that this story is why many people said why we don't have nothing. We don't have any documents. Why we don't have documents? Why we don't see papyrus or bas-relief or in the wall, etc. And so people must understand that this science, all right, this science was heeded by Egyptians themselves. They must understand very well this. The science was heeded by Egyptian, by a part by the scientific Egyptian themselves. They said we have to keep this secret. The people, the other, have not to know this this knowledge. All right, they themselves have kept this secret. All right, they keep this secret, and it's just a little part of those scientists that know about the measurement, and all the mathematics, etc.
Mm.
So that's explain why we don't have documents, etc. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future we'll find documents, any papyrus, etc. I don't know, but we don't need papyrus or documents, because we have the measurement. The measurement is the best document.
Yeah.
All right. Even we found in the future any papyrus that tell metric system, etc. It's not important. It's not important, and it's not important. The most important are the measurement. The measurement tell us everything. The measurement are very, very strong, are mathematics. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have now two history. All right. The first is this one that the black understand, discover all these signs. Just wait a moment. All these signs, and they spread this all around the world. They are the origin of the creation of civilization, of many civilization in America, in Central America, in South America, in Asia, in Europe. This is the story that I revealed, and here we have a story that the story that the black Africa doesn't have no story.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So uh, we are here. We are here in a front of change. All right. And uh, I we I'm waiting. I'm waiting to exchange with scientifics. All right. White and black scientifics. All right. Uh, because it's important. It's important for our future.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's important for our future because I'll show the other, because we have now uh, to 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 make a choice. All right. What we have to do with the future, uh, how we have to continue with the future. Did we continue together with this story? All right, with this story, and this is the piece. All right, that's the question that we made now.
Mm-hmm.
Or this story is the truth. It's the truth. All right, is the truth, and we to go together in the future, we have to accept this story, this new history, and to change. That's the question. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to do now. So,
Well, when you're saying from that previous slide,
yeah, here,
when you mention ain, is that does that translate to hate? I know pay is
yes,
peace.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you're basically
uh,
saying it's instead of going along to get along because it's comfortable to accept a popular lie, you're saying that if we accept the truth, we're going to create controversy, which will result in arguments and things like that. Is that what you're trying to say?
so there are someone that said, for example, I take this young man,
Random guy, yeah.
a random guy, that he said, this is the piece. All right, that's the piece. The black doesn't know their story, doesn't know
Mm,
their story, and we can continue so together. Yes, we made something. It's not good. The slavery. That's not good. It was not good for what the Western
mm,
has made. It's not good. But that's the story, and we can continue so.
yeah,
And so that's the piece.
yeah.
This random guy, what you think? And the same guy said, but if we revealed this new story, maybe we have, maybe we, it's a problem, but because it's the hate, they take us our history and etc etc.
Oh, I see. It's a fear that you're going to result, that they might awaken resentment and some sort of a clash in our
Yes,
current age. So we might as well keep the lie. We might as well embrace the lie because it keeps stability instead of risking controversy and clashes. I see what you're saying. Yeah. No,
yeah, you
that's
understand.
absolutely. I
That's right.
understand that. Yeah,
I
I get that.
I don't. So I don't say I'm not really with you. It's a lie. I don't care. You
A
have
mistake. Okay,
well,
let's call it a mistake. An error,
you have to
if you want.
understand. I don't care. Uh, it's not a lie. It's not
Okay,
a lie. Why? You have to understand very well this. You and the public. When the Egyptians themselves, 4 years before, 4,000 years before, they said we'll keep our science secret. They said it's a fact. You have nothing in the wall everywhere, papyrus, etc. So they keep this science secret. So the next, the next, they come after Egyptian. What they said? Of course, they said if the Egyptian think that we have to keep this secret, so we'll go keep this secret, and so on. And the third is say, if the our president, if the Egyptian and the other they keep this secret, so we'll keep secret, we'll continue this tradition, we will keep secret. That's right. That's all. So this plus many documents that are destroyed, are lost. So we have this story that we have today. All right. So we cannot say that it's a lie. I'm not making the judge,
sure.
make a
Okay.
judgment. This one, this man has lied, and this man has told the truth. No, I'm not making this. If you want to make a judgment, a tribunal, you made this, you can make this after 500 years or 1,000 years later. Huh? You can make
Sure. Well,
in two.
let's focus. Yeah, I mean, we'll focus on just looking at well, what is true, and I suspect there was more malevolent intention involved in the story, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's say it just happened the way it happened.
That's the
Um,
story. We don't
okay, all right,
care, right?
all right, sure,
The question is, did it true? The
yeah,
question is, did it true? All right,
yes,
or not? If
yes,
it's true, we have to change.
I agree with that. Let's go with that. Okay,
And so we are here. All right. Now I'm waiting. The intellectuals, white and black, comes to me and make me question and interview. Does it's okay, etc. Make me question how, etc. So here, uh, don't care. So here we are in a front of choice. All right. So we are we was here in 2019. We are here in 2024, and so we are in a front of choice. What we have to do? Uh, go in this side, all right? Because go in this side and keep the story as we know, or going in this side, okay, and make changes. It means bring history back to black people. All right. We cannot go further, all right, without the foundation of our house.
yeah,
If your foundation of your house are not solid, are not good, your house will be go down. All right, and that's the number one. That's the number one. As That's the number one that we have to do. Huh? This is the example of this, putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is the actuality of today. You cannot go if you have the history of 3 billion of people. All right. We cannot go away in the
Mm-hmm.
future. This is the first. All right. And so we have in the front a choice. All right. The first, what we have to do to bring this story back to black, I said we, I means the Western. All right. I'm in the middle. All right. I mean, I said me, what all right,
The
what we
royal,
have to
the
do.
royal, the royal we. Yeah.
All right, the royal we. I means the Western, what we'll do, because you have to understand this is mathematics,
Mm-hmm.
physics, and I think all the scientifics, all the diplomated scientifics, mathematics, and physician are okay with me what I said now.
Mm-hmm.
You have in your life, you have in your life uh, to make choice. So every time you are in a binary choice, 0 or 1. All right. Every time you make a choice, you will have different. You have different uh,
Consequences or
consequences. All
yeah.
right. This is the theory of many of theory, butterfly effects, theory of Gaia, etc., hypothesis of Daisy World, etc. All the physics are so.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you make a choice, you have another choice. So when you have two choice, it means there are two different consequences. It's mathematics, it's physics, all right? Different choice bring us to different consequences, all right? So when you have two choice are not the same, all right? This choice, and public must understand very well, so this choice, it's not the same with this one,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And so I've said, so follow me or I follow you. All right. So you go ahead and I stay behind you. All right. Or follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And how to follow me? I proposed to make a conference, and symposium K 2019. So what we have in front of this, we have here the right choice. All right. And here we have a choice that we don't know how this will finish. All right. As I said, the regulator, I don't know. I don't know how this it works. All right. It's when I have In my mind, I make a question to this entity. What about this regulator? What about the world? How it runs, etc. I have this image. I have this image. Uh, I have this image. It's I don't know. Maybe it's mathematics. It's something. I don't know how it works in physics. In how it's connected with physics or quantum physics. I don't know, but I have this image. I don't know how it works. I know that this is something that it's without emotion, uh, without emotion. It's something perfect, and everything it's that it is not normal will be erased. This is the regulator. It is created by the creator of our universe. This regulator is created by this entity.
Mm.
It runs since billion of years, and it cannot be changed for the human. You
Yeah.
want, if you want, I would like to change this. No, you cannot change this. All right.
Yeah, for me, the way I tend to think about the idea of a universe of law and symmetry and beauty and harmony is that it exists and we are a product of that universe, which is it abides by laws and we can discover them if we're wise, but we have free will, as you pointed out, so we can choose to make errors and live by errors, but the universe is still not an error. The universe will tolerate errors for a certain time, but not indefinitely. There.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I sort of relate to the way you've expressed your idea and insight into it. But I think yeah, it's a choice
It,
though. Every step of the way, there's free choice to live by
yes,
error or not.
yes. You have the free choice. You can go, you can continue, but as you till for thousands of years, humanity, it was this. Since 6,000 years or 10, it was war peace. Sometimes it was located without connection with the other country
Mm,
or peoples, etc. But the story of humanity is till this day, it's this. It was this war, peace, war, peace, war, peace.
mhm,
But you have to understand that this cannot continue definitely. This cannot. It's mathematic, it's physics.
mhm,
Because in himself, this is an anomaly. This is not normal, all right? This is not normal. You don't have, when you look in the nature, when you look our nature, our planet, you observe everything, how it works. You don't have this war and peace. It doesn't exist.
mhm.
All right, it doesn't. Maybe you tell me, Femi, yes, I see the war. I see the war between a lion and tell me a name, between a
Uh,
lion
uh,
and an antelope. How we say antelope?
Antelope. That's the same word.
All right.
The memo with.
No, that's not war.
Mm,
This is not war. This is a biological cycle. This is
mhm,
not war. All right. This is not war. It's a biological cycle that was regulated. That was regulated by the regulator.
mhm.
Right. It was created. Uh, so we are here in the front of a great anomaly. As I said well in English, anomaly.
Yeah, and normally, English and French use mostly the same words. It's funny.
Yeah, maybe uh, maybe the English come from France.
I think we stole, yeah, the English stole a lot of words. Yes.
Yeah, but I think the first it was France,
Yes.
and so it cannot continue definitely. At a moment, this will stop. Right, this will stop, and I saw at this time this the manifestation of this creator. I'm not here just by chance, all right? Uh, that we have to change. We have to go at the right direction,
Hmm.
at another direction, because we cannot. In the heart of this, all right. It's a good life for everyone. In the heart of this, all of this history, everyone needs a good life, all right? And the problem today is that we doesn't have milliard of people doesn't have a, a normal life,
Hmm.
a good life, all right? So we have to change this. So, and we have to change this by intelligence, right? Uh, so we can see this in two. We can see this with two reflection. All right. So up just a moment. So this is the scale of intelligence. All right. From 1 to 10. All right. And this is the intelligence. Peace, war, peace, war. Uh, every time we make war, we go down. We go down. More the war is hard, more we go down. When we are in peace, here we have intelligence. When we are in peace, all right. When we are here, the intelligence grow up, right?
Hmm.
When you are in peace, you can reflect. You can make beautiful things. And when you make wars, we go primitive, right?
Yes.
And this is mathematically this way. This is mathematically here intelligence. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful this way. No, every time peace. It's beautiful. What you do more and more like this. There is nothing. Uh,
No, I absolutely. And I mean it's something that I think people really take for granted that we happen to live at a particular moment where we have um we living in Europe and in Canada and the United States, um even though we're on the brink of some major crises and the danger of war is very real, we do have a lot of we take for granted the abundance that we have. When we want food, we go to the grocery store, right? And we buy food, we take it home, we eat. um, we have hospitals, we have running water, we have electricity. We turn on the electricity. Our food is cold in the fridge.
yeah,
But you look at the past when Europe was in the 30 Years War and Germany lost half their population. It was there were no jobs except
yeah,
being a slave, a feudal serf, or a mercenary, and
yeah,
that was it. It was barbaric. It was superstitious. There was, and you look at many of the regions that have suffered today under injustice and impoverishment, where in many places of Africa, women have to walk 12 miles to get a little bit of dirty water from a well. There's most people don't have electricity or running water and the things we take for granted. So the ability to generate or actualize their potentials as being geniuses.
Yep.
It won't. We're not giving those opportunities are not there. But if we can create a situation where um, everybody has access to our human faculties, then it's incredible to think of the discoveries that we can make and the wonders that we can build together. It's it's
Yeah.
a shame.
And this way, it's not an utopia, all right? It's
Mhm,
not something like science fiction. It's not something. I said this. We can do this. We can release this.
mhm,
We can do. All right. But as I said, the most important, we have to start humanity, but me. I said we have, no, humanity have, all right? Humanity have to start with the first, and the first, it's this: bring back history to black. So uh, there is another subject very important that we have I have to speak. I said in many video, many times. So many of people said, how it's possible. Femi, tell us this story of milliard of black. How it's possible? Femi, maybe it is financed by a secret society, etc. Why, Femi, you make this job? This maybe for a Nobel Prize, huh? All right, for a Nobel Prize, okay, or maybe for money. All right, many of people. Where is your interest for me to talk about black? You are not black, etc. All right. So uh, if this if this job, if I made this job, I didn't call now a job or work. All right. I call this like a mission, like a mission. It's a mission. All right. So for someone that doesn't understand what I do, for many people that doesn't understand what I do, it's not a mission. It's researcher. All right. But for the others, they understand very well. They understood very well what I do, what I done. It's a mission. So if this, I made this, what I made, my work for money. So we have universal unity, etc. The the root of our science, this doesn't not have price. Huh? Our civilization, our development doesn't have price. You can put 1 and 1 million of zero behind, million of zero
mhm.
behind, right? Of dollar.
Yep.
So uh, how I make you a question? How the history of 3 million, of 2 million black, it cost how million of dollar? How 1 million, 10 million, one
Yeah.
hundred million, 1 milliard of dollar? How this secret society can pay me for this? Even they paid me 1 milliard of dollar. It's not enough. It's not enough. All right, because
If there were, I believe anyway. Yeah, I was gonna say if there were any type of secret society that was paying you money to do something, I would think that it would probably be to suppress this knowledge personally. That's my theory. But it's not a question of money. It's the idea that you like you said are animated by the love of truth, and it's a mission.
yes, it's a mission.
Yeah.
Because you cannot pay. any anyone, a secret society, whatever you want, nobody can pay me for this story. Nobody can pay me a real price. You cannot pay me 1 milliard, 1 billion of dollar, 10 billion. You cannot pay me. And the truth is that now I'm really in very difficult financial difficulty.
Hmm.
All right, I'm counting euro 10 by 10 by 10 euro. Uh, you cannot imagine. You cannot imagine. All right. So for Nobel Prize, I don't care. I don't care a Nobel Prize because I had my prize in 28 June 2018 when this entity, this creator, explained me how the science run, how I found the 1 centimeter, how I found the kilogram, all the physics. So I understand all the physics in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, uh, I understand the physics like the Egyptian here in a distance between 4,700 years. The first time it was in when this creator, this entity, explained how to discover the meter, and the second 28 June. And so I don't I had my Nobel Prize. I don't need a Nobel Prize. I had my prize directly by this entity, by our creator. So as I said, I'm here just to 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 help humanity to get the other way, right?
Are you in a right now? How can people assist the project? I know you, like you said, you're putting out the new documentary, you have translation projects, you have a lot of things that you're putting on, and you're challenging the scientific community as you've been pointing out, and scholars to debate and to bring this discussion more to the public light. What sort of things can people do who are listening to this to help out?
So I put here, it is in France. So I made a call for a scientific symposium international. We can call K 2019 to be organized by UNESCO or I don't know. And this commission have to be composed by mathematician of statistics and probability, physician, uh, chemistry, Egyptologist, historian, and archaeologist. All right. So I'm ready for a scientific symposium, uh, national or international. But today there is no one, there is no scientific, right?
That's a
There
good
is no
start.
media. There
Yeah.
is no media that came came to me to make question, etc., etc. That's so that's uh, that's where I am for this moment.
Okay, well that's a very serious challenge and something that should be taken up. But let me ask you this. I know that in my contacts with friends in Africa, and just being somebody who has watched Africa quite closely, I'm noticing that in recent years there has been a sort of a Pan-African revival movement. Ethiopia, many other nations are embracing and really rediscovering a lot of the works of Cheikh Anta Diop. There's a
Yeah.
lot of infrastructure being built up. There's sort of this different. It's something different that I'm seeing. Have you found resonance with Africans and from across the continent to these ideas? Do you find that there's been a more openness or embrace of your messaging currently?
Yes, I saw there is a opening. I saw in internet, news, YouTube, etc., social or network. There are some changes, some more open mind, uh, but um, but there is it is not enough. It is not enough. Not at all. It is not enough. There are no African media that talk about
Okay.
this story.
Okay. I've got a few contacts that I think would be interested in this. And I'm going to share this with them and really propose connecting with you to bring some more discussions to that area. But another question is I follow a lot of the CGTN. It's a Chinese news channel and they have YouTube videos where they have many channels for Africa and I've noticed in watching a lot of their documentaries and their shows, they work quite uh, brilliantly to revive a sense of ancient African history that is much more dignified. And I think that that's something which would be very open to bringing this story to a broader audience, especially because there's a lot of influence across many of the African countries. But again, when you watch the shows, they're actually talking about this sort of deeper, more dignified, beautiful history, but they lack obviously the details and the scope that you're bringing. Have you found that there's been any? Have you tried to outreach to some of the Asian networks, the Chinese networks, or others who are active in Africa?
No, no, I'm not. I'm not trying to go to the media.
Okay,
Um, African media, Asiatic media, or European or American. No, I'll not go to run after the media. No, I cannot. So, if any media wants to come to me, I'm available. I'm okay, but
okay,
I cannot go. There are hundreds of millions of thousands of media. No, I cannot go behind this
sure,
media.
okay, all right. Well,
So
that's
I'm
and
open.
mhm.
So
Well, I feel like we definitely
the
need some sort of a more popular. Like we need people to have an awareness and a demand. Like a demand has to, I think, be created to put some pressure on people who would otherwise prefer to remain ignorant. So let me see what I can do as well to think about um, helping out in some way. And I think anybody watching as well, um, this is clear that if you're watching this video, it's not simply to inform, but rather to inspire the people watching to do what they can do, to think about getting this and spreading this message, this video, your documentaries, to everyone you know, including especially people who might have some influence within the scientific community, but also I think it would be important to try to promote and to provoke journalists to take this, to investigate this, and to reach out to make this message more publicly known because it's big. It does change everything. The implications of this. It's strategically very important.
um, I say it's important. It's important. Um, there are two kind. We are two hemisphere and people concerned by this. In one side, we have the Western that is concerned by this story, and the other side we have the black everywhere in the world that are concerned by this. All right, all both all humanity is concerned by this story. Now, how who everyone had to make his step to come to me.
Yeah.
Everyone, all right. You cannot stay. You cannot stay as a. You cannot stay like the three monkey. I don't see. I don't hear. I don't speak. In front of this story, this is not intelligence. All right, it's not intelligence. So anyone who who is for the intelligence way, for the good way, have to go, have to support me. uh, so I'm waiting the media, I'm waiting scientifics, black or white, I don't care. It's not we are one humanity, we are homo sapiens sapiens. All right, uh, thousand million thousand 40,000 years before, our parents was black. All right, the origin of our humanity is Africa.
Yes.
30 or 20,000 years before, we was black.
Yep.
All right, there is no any race more superior than the others. We are all the same. So I'm open. I'm open for interview, for a symposium, for exchange with scientifics. All right, but it's not intelligent. It's not intelligent to stay as the three monkey. All right,
Mm.
the three monkey. It's it's this. Up, it's this.
Yep.
I don't see. This is not intelligence. I don't see. I don't hear. I don't speak. All right. So
I love how it has the Book of Darwin at the bottom. That's funny. uh,
yes, Charles Darwin. Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I think this was a very good presentation of why being embracing truth is infinitely superior than embracing stupidity, chosen selective stupidity. How else can people support you? I mean, I know you had mentioned you're doing a lot of things both in the books with the films, the translations, the challenges for conferences. Can people give support you financially? Are there things you're doing as well to make it easy for people to provide a financial support to you?
yes, uh, just a moment. For example, there are many people that write in YouTube or Facebook, etc. Please, Femi, in English, so this. So
Mhm.
yes, I would like very well to make this in English, but it need times and money. All
Yes.
right. So with that times, with that people supporting me, with that money, I cannot show, I cannot do anything. All right.
Mhm.
So we have to translate this in English. The second movie, I would like to translate many of video that I made, many of documents to translate in English. So to be most to be comprehensible for people. So I'll show. Just wait a moment. Here are the links to follow me and support me. So here are the links to follow me, and here you have the link. So Great Grand Pyramid point kit 2019 / soutien for the movie, for the traduction and the to finalize the production of the movie, because I have to shoot about 30 minutes with real people for the movie, for the mother. So you can make you can make a donation here at this link, PayPal, for supporting.
Okay.
And here are the links to follow me. So
great. We're going to make sure all of these are available in the description box under this video as well.
all
So
right.
this, I think a good bit of homework for people to think about all of the things that they can do, because again, this changes the whole story. This changes our future if we choose to look at the past in the correct way and make the corrections that should be made. No, that's good. And I'll certainly think about doing my part as well for doing more outreach and getting this conversation more widespread.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
no, absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for doing the work. And I know you've made sacrifices along the way to make this happen, but I understand that this is what it is. It is very important. So, Fehmi, oh, yeah.
People doesn't know, doesn't not understand how many times, how many energy it requires, it demands this work. They maybe after many years, how many times and energy it demands this work. So it's very important, very. So
Last question for your the next documentary on the mother, the 10th hieroglyph. For those who want to watch it live, I guess, how do they do that? How do they are you going to have public screenings, or how can people buy a ticket, or how do they access that film?
there is in 18 May, that where is the 18 May in Paris. It will be, no, it's an old date. It will be as I made in the movie. Just a moment.
Oh, samedi le 18 mai. So it's the 18th.
Yes,
Ah,
18 May.
okay.
It will be in Paris, the first projection,
Okay.
and the first public broadcast, and really very soon, really very soon, it will be online in YouTube in French version, because I don't have any support to translate in English.
Mm.
So very quickly it will be online in French, in
Okay.
YouTube.
Great. Thank you, Fehmi, and for anybody listening, and if they want to help support either financially or offer their skills as translators, get in touch with Fehmi. Go to the website, get in touch, see what you can do, and I'm sure your skill sets will be used to great effect. So, Fehmi, thank you so much for sharing this, and I look forward to our future conversations.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.